Hi there guys, my name's John from ActiveJR.com, and in this video I'm doing a mini review of the Trendline routing in the Fenix 5 Plus series. Now I'm conscious the main review for the Fenix 5 Plus is going to take a couple of weeks, maybe even a month, to do a thorough testing and to make sure that I capture every detail. And now I've been having a number of questions about various different features. So what I wanted to do is pull this first video together, see how it goes, and it may turn into a mini review series of the different features that I've been asked about. Before we get started, if you want a Garmin Fenix 5 Plus, there's links in the description below. Most retailers have now got them in stock. The prices are not changed at the moment, but check those out. Also check out the links to my social channels, which are below, and that gives you up-to-date information about the latest smart home, fitness gear and tech that comes out. Various different reviews are always punched out via the website as well. So thanks very much. Let's get straight into this video. Okay, so let's just start with a couple of the details on how to use the Trendline routing in the Garmin Fenix 5 Plus. A couple of things just to point out. It only works with running and cycling, so that's road cycling. So it doesn't work with anything else. It doesn't work with hiking, for instance, which is a bit of a surprise. Now, more surprisingly, it doesn't do mountain biking or trail running. Now, to use the feature, you need to select one of the profiles, and then you need to click the options menu and go into the round trip routing options. Once you're in there, you can select the distance that you want to do, and you also can select if it's which direction, any direction, north, east, south, or west. And then you select calculate. Once you start to calculate, it then will calculate your first route, and then it will calculate a further 2 other routes to give you those options. Now, what I'm going to do in the next part of this video is I'm going to show you a comparison between the Fenix 5 Plus and the Fenix 5X Plus in terms of calculating routes for running and cycling. Now, first of all, using the Trendline routing for running, I'm going to select a 5K run, and I'm going to select it for any direction, and let's just see how they perform in terms of pulling those routes up. Now, I've speeded this video up. Now, as you can see, the routes that it's calculated are pretty similar. The course 2 on the Fenix 5X is slightly higher in distance, and that's more close to what he was trying to achieve. But overall, pretty close in terms of what he was trying to calculate compared to what it spat out at the back end. So let's now move on to calculating a route for cycling. And again, using the same 2 watches. And this time I'm going to select 20 kilometers, and I'm going to select any direction. Again, this video is speeded up to allow for the time it takes. So let's see the results. As we move towards the end of the route creation, you can see the Fenix 5X Plus has performed a little bit better than the Fenix 5 Plus. In order to create all the routes, it took nearly 5 minutes to do that. So as you can see, again, the courses themselves are pretty much in line with each other. Apart from course 3 on the Fenix 5X, it seems to be slightly down compared to the Fenix 5 Plus. But overall, pretty much in line, same elevation, all those great things. Now, once you've created the routes, as I've already said, it creates 3 routes, and you can choose them. Now, when you go into selecting one of the routes, you've got various different options. First of all, you've got the option to use the route, and that's signaled by the Go button. Now, next up, you've got the maps, and what you can do is you can zoom in, you can pan around, you look at the detail, you can see where the route is going, and you can check the map out in more detail, which I think is important and a great feature. Now, the next thing is you've got, you can look at the turn-by-turn directions. Now, For the first part of this sequence of the video, I'm going to blank out the first part of the turn by turn, and that's purely and simply because I'm at my home and it's going to show my home address. But basically what it does, it gives you turn by turn directions. You can go through all the different turns, and what it gives you, it also gives you how long you're on that particular route before you need to turn. And then you've also got the elevation plot, so you can look at the elevation plot and see the elevation profile. And finally, you also can save the route. So if you don't want to use that particular time, you also can save the route as well, and you can name it something. Okay, so my first impressions of the trendline routing on the Fenix 5 Plus series. It's okay, it's not perfect. I've also used it on the Edge 1030, and whilst it was a lot faster at creating routes, the actual routes it created were pretty similar to Garmin Connect. One of the things I did notice, if you put a 5K in or say a 20K ride, it didn't always get to the 5 or the 20K. However, you know, as I've said, it's not perfect, but you know, it will give you a pretty much near route. The other things, it doesn't work for mountain biking, doesn't work for trail running or hiking. Garmin certainly needs to enable at least it for mountain bike and for trail running. Not sure about hiking, but hopefully that will come pretty soon. The other things it did, and it did this on more than a couple of occasions, it seemed to error out when it was creating the routes. Now, it did it once when it was creating the first route, and then it did it a number of times for the second and third route, and it gave a route calculation error. But the only way to clear it, I had to restart the watch in order to clear this, because it would continue to do it if I didn't do that. One of the things I noticed as well is that the three routes were all pretty much similar. Now that may be just down to the actual data that's available in my area, but there's quite a lot of cyclists around here and there's quite a lot of cycling routes. So I doubt it's very much down to that data, but I'm going to do further testing out of my area to see how I get on. One of the other things as well, the time it takes to create the bigger routes, it does take a little bit of time. As you saw in one of the videos on the biking, it took nearly 5 minutes to create the three routes on the Fenix 5 Plus. Now, I've not just done those tests. In the main, if I'm honest, 9 times out of 10, the Fenix 5 Plus was a lot quicker than creating the routes in the Fenix 5X. It's just the videos that I chose to use for this video. I wanted to give you a representation of both of them performing equally. Now, in terms of navigating, it's not necessarily shown in this video, but it's just like navigating any other route, and it again works really well. So overall, what do I think to the trendline routing on the Garmin Fenix 5 Plus? I think it's a pretty good step forward. Does need some improvements, but can't wait to see what they do with it and how they improve it over time. Guys, thank you very much for watching this video. It's greatly appreciated. If you want to subscribe, please do so using the subscribe button. Also check out my other social media channels on all of those great things. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.